Man, oh man. I cannot believe the things I've been seeing by the media lately, man. I cannot believe it, man. I cannot believe it. Look, this fight, a lot of people are picking Belal, man, so confidently. They're just brushing off JDM like JDM is some absolutely nobody. But look, I'm here to give you my thoughts on why this fight will be close. A lot of people are saying that it's not going to be close, but it is going to be close. And I'm actually going to start off by talking about the champion, Belal Muhammad. But before we do, I would appreciate if you guys left a like, hit that sub button. I want to hit 500 freaking subscribers before the end of the year. That would be greatly appreciated. But look, let's start off with Belal Muhammad, man. Look, we know he has relentless pressure, insane pace. He did outwork Curtis Millender on a short notice fight at UFC 3. Not UFC 3, sorry, UFC 236. You know, he maintains high volume through 5 rounds. He just wears opponents down. But you know, he's tied for second most decisions wins in UFC welterweight history. But what people actually don't say is that GSP's also tied for second. I don't know. I'm just saying, but I'm just gonna let you know that GSP is in there too at second. He also has the second highest decision win percentage in UFC history at 80%. And yeah, a lot of people hate him because he's a decision merchant and all that stuff. But you know, he does win. He does win. He just doesn't finish people. UFC 304 against Leon Edwards. You know, he had a very, very dominant performance. He did survive. He looked like he survived a late surge by Leon Edwards. You know, to claim the welterweight title, but yeah, man, that late surge was kind of, you know, I got a little concerned at the end, but you know, he got it done. Whatever. UFC 288 against Gilbert Burns, you know, he dominated at the time a top 4 contender on a 2-week notice, guys. If you guys remember that, on a 2-week notice, and he won by unanimous decision. Absolutely insane. UFC 280, he became the first person to finish Brady, showcasing also ground control and cardio. I mean, that is very, very impressive. The win against Sean Brady has aged like fine freaking wine, man. But look, he evolved his wrestling after the fight against Damian Maia. Stopping takedowns, scrambling effectively. You know, he's become good at adjusting mid-fight, you know, mixing level changes, and his awkward dirty boxing is absolutely beautiful, and his body shots are actually pretty good too. And he hasn't lost since 2019. He's literally hasn't lost since 2019. He's unflappable under pressure, even on short notice. I mean, the man, it just has the great mindset, and he has to be composed because I don't want to get too political, but you guys know what's happening with his country and all that stuff. So he has to stay composed. You know, he has to be unbreakable to do what he has to do. He is, although he is the champion, so that maybe maybe that's why too. But look, he will be using his wrestling to disrupt JDM's boxing rhythm 100%. We all know this, you know. We are expecting him to mix up high volume striking with very, very good timely level changes to keep JDM guessing. And that's why he's a heavy favorite. As of right now, I believe he's like a -145 or to like go over 4 rounds, you know, reflecting, you know, that people are expecting a full length war. I mean, he is a decision, he has the title for a decision merchant after all, so you know, people are betting that it will be a full war, and I believe also that it will be a full 5-round war, to be honest. I really do believe that. You know, Belal Muhammad's combination to of high output striking, suffocating pace, you know, elite takedown defense, 89% by the way, make him a formidable champion, man. You know, his proven ability to adapt, whether against grapplers like Maya, slugger / striker against Edwards, just underscore why he's the man to beat at UFC 315. This is going to be a very, very hard fight for JDM, a very, very close fight for JDM. I don't believe this is going to be a one-sided thing by Belal Muhammad, which a lot of people are thinking. I don't know why, but look, Della Maddalena, he's underrated, man. He's very underrated. He's being largely overlooked for UFC 315 against Belal. You know, and Belal, you know, it looks like he's been a little bit overconfident in my opinion. He's been publicly dismissing JDM's boxing, talking about like piece up JDM in the boxing and all that stuff. You know, and he's already been eyeing and move up to 185 before his first title defense, which is absolutely mind-boggling to me, dude. But a bunch of fighters have been doing that lately for some reason. Actually, no, a lot of fighters have been asking for title shots, not moving up, but yeah. Anyways, but yeah, JDM, you know, he's actually, if you guys don't know this, he's actually inspired by Canelo's boxing. You know, his heavy hands are just inspired. He is very inspired by Canelo's boxing. You can definitely see it. This man, JDM, is very, very clean on the feet, man. But look, he seeks to prove that he is the best pure boxer in the UFC welterweight division at UFC 315. So he's coming with a different type of fire, a different type of motivation for UFC 315. You know what I mean? And look, in the Gilbert fight, Burns, which is what a lot of people turn to before, you know, before there's an event, or not an event, but what a lot of people have been turning to to like compare, I guess, to compare and get the idea of what's gonna happen at UFC 315 is the Gilbert Burns fight. But in my opinion, in the Gilbert Burns fight, you know, he controlled the striking exchanges. He had effective scrambling, and he finished Gilbert Burns with a knee, which he needed to win the fight, because he was down two out of the 3 rounds, and he did it with a broken arm, or was it hand? I don't really remember, but he was down in the scorecards. He needed to finish, and he got it, man. He got it. So yeah, he had, I believe, every fight he's identified and corrected his grappling errors, especially, you know, pulling for a freaking guillotine versus Brazil. You know, he's been identifying and correcting them. He's sharpened his takedown defense and ability. And scramble ability, JDM's head-on pressure and refined boxing defense differs from Leon Edwards, right? It just differs from Leon Edwards' slugger / counter striking style. You know, he's more shorter, more compact. His frame gives him like an advantage against body kick and inside exchanges, in my opinion. And you can also see his style work against Muhammad. You know, Vicente Luque KO'd him with crispy boxing. Jeff Neal dropped him multiple times in a decision loss. He's been training with some elite grapplers. You know, his scramble ability has been shown against Burns and Brady. You know, JDM will use his footwork in boxing to stop early takedowns. JDM's blend of boxing and improved takedown defense and relentless pace is what makes him basically a live underdog to dethrone Belal Muhammad. And look, I feel like this fight will be very, very close. Both will try to take each other down, and JDM will try to show that he can take him down to get Belal thinking, and Belal will try to take him down to just dominate him on the ground. But I don't think both Belal and JDM will have success on keeping each other down on the ground. And this fight, in my opinion, will stay on the feet more than on the ground. That's what I think, and it will become a dogfight, in my opinion. Belal, you know, dirty, awkward boxing will have success, and JDM's pure boxing style also will have success. But at the end of the day, I believe that JDM will win this fight. He will come out on top, in my opinion. And yes, I know I've been defending Belal since this fight was announced, because I really thought it wasn't close. But the more you know, I got into the fight, the closer the fight got, I believe JDM is being overlooked by Belal, in my opinion, just a little bit. He's been talking a little, he's been sounding a little too overconfident, and I believe JDM has the ability to dethrone Belal Muhammad at UFC 315, and that's what I'm gonna go with. And to just go it safe, I'm just gonna say Jack Della Maddalena by decision, but I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if JDM does finish Belal on the feet, because Belal is not like a one-punch knockout puncher, but in a 5-round fight, he has enough time to put enough pressure on you, enough combinations on you, that he will get you caught. And I believe that is what's going to happen. And yeah, that's it, man. I mean, let me know what you guys thinking down in the comment section. Who do you got? How do you think this happens? Make sure you guys leave a like on this video if you like the video. Hit that sub, and I want to, again, I don't know I said at the start of the video, but I do want to hit 500 subscribers very, very badly before the end of the year. And I would appreciate if you did that. You know, it takes a second. It's free. But yeah, with that being said, I'll see everyone very, very soon. Goodbye.